That's just the light. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, paint got all over the place, but only in places that'll be painted again later. But thinking, so do the belt. I'm going to paint that little bit of her hair. Okay, yeah, we'll fix that over break. Thanks for letting me know. I was going to do the belt and the boots in NATO black. Okay. There isn't too much of it. Just a little belt there. The boots are just to weigh it down. I think I'll just do that little bit of I want to give her a hair color that, that little bit that's showing. I want it to show but not look weird. So let's see. I was thinking of blonde, but that would just be too bright. And the pork brown might be good. Actually, the bone white might be a good color for that. And that's right here. So that's handy. Yeah. Yeah, it's break time anyway. So after I paint that little bit of hair, we're going to take a break, and during break, fix the music. If you can. Really kind of hard to see. Okay, I noticed it when I put the magnifiers on. But there's here. There's here. And I got it up on the mask. And I want to fix that. Still remember. But there, that little bit there. And I'm going to, I know it's not dry, but this is a darker color, so it'll be okay. It's just annoying when something like that happens, and then quite a lot, quite a big block there. Okay, getting the camera right is being a challenge since it rotated like that when Did I do that? Little spot in the other direction? No doubt. You can't see it, but I can. Maybe you actually, it's ragged enough that you probably can see it too. And, okay, so that's just a little bit of her hair that's showing there. I'm going to take these off, turn the light off, and play with this camera a little bit before I take the break. So you're going to see camera motion here. But if I'm working on something, I want to, prop it up here. Okay, we're going to try this. We'll try this after break. We're having a real Monday here. Got started late. The camera wasn't working because a plug like 3 levels down was unplugged that I didn't catch. And that delayed things. Yeah. Anyway, we'll try to salvage what we've got here after the break. And I should be back, I'd say like around 12:35 or 12:40. We'll see if we can't get the music working after the break as well. So thanks for hanging in there, and see you soon right after break. Well, break is over. So what I'm going to try to do is keep things on camera. We'll see how that works. Let's see. Yeah, so I was going to put some black on the belt and the boots, NATO black, and then I was going to use the black for the hilts of the daggers. It looks kind of ragged up there at the top of the mask. I think there's a spot right there, and I can't tell. I'll have to put my head magnifiers on to see what's going on there. It just looks like maybe it's not even the paint, it's just an indentation in the plastic around the nose. But we'll see when I magnify my head again. Yeah, I'm not going to play around with too many colors on this. I think, you know, some black, a little bit of metallic on the buckle. And then I was going to do the shirt in a lighter gray and the pants in a darker gray. That might be pretty much all that's on there other than for the outside of the cloak, which I was going to do in field blue. And I might wash the cloak fairly heavily. I don't know. I'm not very good at doing washing and stuff, but let's start by seeing if this NATO black, how this NATO black is working. Last time I used it, it was kind of gummy. No, in Assassin, well, you know, it might. An Assassin might want a colorful outfit. Yeah. I want to put these magnifiers on again because they do help me see. It's really, I don't know, a challenge sometimes to get it in focus. Part of that is just, it's a challenge to get my eyes to focus anywhere, anyhow. So if I hold it like this, and I'm painting like this, I want the camera more like there, maybe. I'll give that a shot. Anyway, we'll start. I'm going to use a little brush on the belt and then a larger brush on the boots because the boots are not against anything else and there's just a large surface there. And I'm using this to, you know, practice painting detail. Yeah, okay, that's more or less on camera. I'll keep looking up occasionally to see if I'm being on camera or not. Paint over the buckle, and then I'm going to highlight that with the same color I'm using on the sword. I mean the daggers. See this paint? It's a nice color because it's not a pure black. It's kind of a really, really dark gray black, but it tends to be kind of viscous and doesn't necessarily flow very smoothly. I think I might paint the buckles on the pouches, the metallic as well, just to do it. so you could see them. Trying to stay on camera there. I apologize for the bouncing around of the camera, but just trying to keep it on camera most of the time, kind of, anyway. And she's just got layer after layer of different armor. Actually, it looks like the boots don't start until way down here. And the rest of it is that studded leather armor. And I just might do something to highlight all the studs on the leather armor. I don't know. And they're just tiny little. They're just all over. It's like skill level 3 stuff. Make the boots go up here. I think it would look better with the boots higher up. I'm just going to do that. It isn't quite how it's printed, I think, but I think the model will look better. The boots go up that high. Looks like she's got shoes and spats, and that just kind of looks dwarfy. That's a word that means not very good. Yeah, I mean that's just going to look better. Have the boots go up that high. And we'll do the same thing here. This high. Try not to get the paint onto the cloak. Yeah, well, whether that was the intent of the designer or not, that is where her boots go. You know, I don't think we've got any Tabaxi minis. Like none at all. If you mean by 0 being not enough, I have to agree. So I think there needs to be a search started for some Tabaxi minis. You could have a whole litter. Is that what you call a bunch of Tabaxis all together? A litter of Tabaxis? We could put together a litter of Tabaxis. They could be all sorts of characters. They could be rogues. They could be like Nines is a bard. Do Tabaxis have like clerics? Or is that something that wouldn't happen with a Tabaxi? Okay, well, there's a boundary layer issue there that I'm going to have to deal with a smaller brush, because it's one of those, can't get there from here with this brush, at least not in a very controlled fashion. Just right up here. This is fine for layering paint on the boot here, but not go there, throw that in the water, get this out, and see what I can do. Dark light a little brighter, that helps some. Good. That paint just flowed all over there, but I can get to that fairly easily when I do the blue touch-up. And I'll need to be doing little bits of that, like up here anyway. But I need to remember once it dries to get that there. This is a pretty good boot color. You know, as it's drying, you can see it there. Yeah. Plans. It is boring. So we'll call them something else. If they were lions, you know, lion tabaxis. Ooh, lying tabaxis. Yeah, that does happen. We have witnessed that. They could be a pride. Okay. Why not? These blacks we have is sort of glossy. I can't remember if it's the game color or the model color. At this point, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use the one that I've got out. And what I'll be attempting to do is paint the hilts of the daggers without painting the hands. You'll see how that goes. There we go. Okay. Camera's still rotated. Still trying to find out. This whole thing I have to reset on Wednesday anyway, because the submarine model. I need to back the camera up a little higher for some of the painting and then bring it down closer for the details. So we will see how that goes. Spend some time tomorrow. I probably will spend some time tomorrow to setting up for Submarine Wednesday. If for no other reason that there's no room on the workbench at the moment for the submarine. Be careful. You paint this area here, but that's where the wooden sword blade goes. So at some point in the not too distant future, I'll be gluing the sword blade on. Like I said at the beginning, that'll be one of the very last things that I do. Why'd I pick this color? It's behaving better than the NATO black was. Those worked. Let's see if I can do them on these guys. Their hands also. Getting the paint onto the blade, but the blade is going to be painted later in different colors, so that is not an issue. Like I got a little bit of the black paint right over the edge there. So we'll have to pull out the ivory. I think that's what I ended up using. And touch that up. Did I touch that with paint? Oh no, there's a black spot on the thumb there, and I don't think I got the brush there. It might not have been painted the first time around. So we'll definitely have to pull the ivory paint out and do some touching up. Maybe a little bit there too. Yeah, that's just not good enough. As close to that is going to happen. So yeah, I need to do a little touch up on the hand there. Need a little touch up there. We got the shirt and the pants left. Go ahead and do the pants on them first. We'll do that. But I was going to do the pants a darker color. I think so. They're going to be dark gray. Okay, so that's a secret. I'm looking at it, and the green splotch is on camera. So if I keep the model above the green splotch, it should be sort of okay. Paint. Used a little brush for the edges, and I'm going to pull out the larger brush to fill in. Again, as much as I can reasonably do. They're going to be very dark, gray, shadowy, sort of monochromatic figures. I'm using like 7 different colors. And I think people will look at it and see maybe 2. No, I knew what I was getting into when I picked that palette. It seemed appropriate for this model. Okay, so I'll say that. That's my story, and sticking with it. A larger brush on this because there's more surface area to cover, hopefully, since this doesn't really touch anything anymore. Able to get the paint. This is the same color that I'm going to be using on the hull of the submarine. It's a very large surface, and so I will be either airbrushing it if I can, or finding a can of spray paint of this color. Paint the hull. But in this case, it's pants color. You know, and it's a pretty decent gray. So I can be satisfied with how that looked. Let's see, we got tops of boots here. Looks like she's got a jerkin. Looks like these go up to about here. And that she's got like a jerkin that comes down in the lighter color there. Because it has the same sort of V pattern. I think that's what it's called, right? A jerkin. Oh, I see. There's a whole part of the boot that didn't get painted when I turned it that way. I don't have to pull definitely have to pull the black out again. And see if I can get it in there, because that's something that will show it. The angle is wrong. Okay. It looks like I can reach it at least, which is okay. I mean, being able to reach it is a good thing. Let's see what we can do about getting paint up in there. It seems to be okay. Let's get that whole section of the boot that didn't get painted before, though. And there's scars on there too, so just as well that I have to get the black paint out. Okay, I think I got. Okay, that's not done. muttering to myself as I just keep finding spots. Right? All right, so I'm going to look at the other figure, make sure that it's covered. You know, like this little white spot there. Satisfied with the tops of the boots, maybe a little spot of black there, but I'm pulling the NATO black out anyway. Take care of that then. That's it. I didn't want to start painting right at 10. It was Monday.